So Portland is facing some big changes or some recommitment to staying where we are. And that's in addition to all the changes that Shambhala is experiencing and facing. So we're in a process of learning from others who have gone before in one way or another and asking them to share their experience. So Teri Rowe has been director in Eugene nearby for a while. And so I'd like to hear, how was the changes you went through, how did your community experience it? What was it like? Tell us about it.
Okay, well, thank you. The community here worked for several years on thinking about what it might mean to move to a new location, and had its home in the same location for a long time. And it was a space that a Sangha member had made available to the Open Sky group. And so there were a lot of people that were very attached to that particular place. It was sort of their meditation spiritual home. And at the same time, it had a lot of limitations, and people were very aware of that. So it was a pretty iterative process over a number of years to try to think about what it would mean to move in terms of the community and group that was very engaged and involved there. And also the increase in expenses, and what might we encounter if we move? Is it sort of starting over again? You know, a lot of factors. And so by the time I came into the community, it was already a conversation that was happening among some people, but there was not necessarily a strong view that a move was actually the right thing. So I felt that that was actually really important. Our location was not great. We didn't have accessibility. So if anybody had mobility issues, it would be very problematic. Well, they just couldn't be there, to be honest. You know, we had sort of utility and so many other factors that I felt was really inhibiting our ability to prosper as a community. And just actual size in the shrine room. We just really couldn't actually have a lot of people, you know, much more growth in that. So working with our sort of core community, probably the people I would consider to be either current or recently prior or soon to be future council members, we really did a lot of talking about what were the most important factors, what would be the things that would motivate us that yes, it was worth leaving our current spot, and what were the deal killers if we found something and it had A, B, and D, but C was missing. Was that a deal killer, or was it just, well, that would have been nice, but we can live without it? And that actually was a really important process for us to go through, because just identifying in advance of really looking at a lot of properties, which direction various decisions would have us go, seemed to really help when we're looking at spaces, be able to talk about those things. And then, you know, we did also look at property to buy, and a few of us really worked diligently and got pre-approval on funding for a loan, a commercial loan. We looked at properties. We actually even had a bid on a property and decided not to buy that property, but that process we learned so much because of what kind of commitment it was really going to require to actually own a significantly large commercial property. So we did decide from there actually to rent instead of buy. And for us, partly it was to say the amount of effort we felt locally, the amount of effort and interaction it was really going to take, community effort to establish a new center and then maintain an ongoing facility. was maybe a little more than we were ready to jump into. So it felt like a good intermediary step to next say, okay, let's go to a better space, a bigger space, a better location, and see what happens. And, you know, increase our financial responsibilities, which is sort of a test to, you know, are we really ready to actually have this kind of situation arise? So we've been in our new space now for about a year and a half. It was an amazing community effort to move. People really jumped in, and we have an absolutely beautiful space, and it is absolutely because of the work of our community members coming together and making that happen. We're in a good location and have a lot of more new foot traffic. Our public sittings are, you know, as a matter of fact, what I was doing right before this call was ordering more Gomden and Zabutons, because we've actually come to the place where we've ran out. We don't have enough sometimes.
Nice problem to have.
Yes, nice problem to have. We have some increase in membership. We've lost a couple of people, I would say, in the last year. We've got a net gain in membership.
And question, did you feel like the move itself and the conversations caused people to leave or enter?
I don't think anybody left because of the move. As a matter of fact, I would say a few people who were maybe sort of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, found a way to be part of developing and setting up the new space, and I would say became more engaged. So it may have prevented people from leaving actually by moving. And I would say the new space is responsible in large part for the new members and activities that we have.
Wow. Okay, so I just to sum up, I think that's largely positive and due to a lot of community processing being the kind of foundation. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. I would say that it has been absolutely positive, and by really having the community think hard about what was important to us, it helped people feel good and engaged with the move and post-move now in our center. It's an extraordinarily lively center now.
That's great.
Always.
Okay, so thank you very much. I feel like sharing experience like this is really vital, and is, you know, something that is such a strong possibility in Shambhala to learn from other centers. But maybe we don't do it enough to really kind of mine each other's insights and experience.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's true. So thank you very much for inviting me to tell our story.
Okay.
And good luck.
Thanks.